Homeowners insurance in the basic sense can be broken down into a few different parts. You have coverage for the home itself, the structure, and anything that's attached to the structure, like garage, pool screen cages, porches. All of that typically is going to be considered part of the dwelling coverage, and the carriers will use a builder software program to come up with the insurable value, what they estimate it would cost to rebuild that dwelling, including all of the attachments. And that's going to be your dwelling coverage on your homeowner's insurance policy. So make sure you review that coverage well with your insurance agent, because there's a lot of variables there that the insurance agent won't know about. They use the type of flooring, the type of cabinets, the type of countertops, type of fixtures that you have throughout the house. So all of those factors go into the valuation of the house and how much the insurance company will be willing to insure your home for. That will fall under the dwelling coverage. And then your contents coverage is going to be everything inside your house. So basically, if you took the house and you turned it upside down, everything that falls out is going to be considered contents coverage. So all of your appliances, all of your furniture, all of your electronics, every stitch of clothes, every pot and pan. So this can add up if you really sit down and think about it. And typically the carriers are going to give you 50% of whatever you insure the home for to cover your contents. So for example, if your home is $200,000, the carrier will insure your contents for $100,000. And that figure can be increased or decreased if you feel like it's not enough or too much coverage. So be sure to have that conversation with your insurance agent when you're looking at your options for homeowners insurance. There are also coverages available for other structures on the property that are not attached. So if you have a shed, for example, if you have a fence, a barn, those kind of things are covered under other structures, and you can typically select the amount of coverage that you need to cover those other structures on the property. Lastly, liability coverage is basically going to protect you in the event that somebody gets hurt on the property and they sue you. The liability is what's going to pay for your legal defense, as well as if they win their case, it's going to pay for whatever their award was for their case. So very important to have a thorough conversation with your insurance agent about the amount of coverage that you carry for your liability. Typically, the carriers are going to offer about $100,000 coverage, which we know today doesn't get you very far. They do have a $300,000 limit, a $500,000 limit for some carriers. And then if you feel like you need more coverage than that, you can actually look at an umbrella, which we'll have another video on, that would give you $1 million, $2 million, $5 million additional coverage over and above what your homeowner's insurance covers. So there's plenty of coverage out there for liability to protect you, but make sure you have the conversation with your insurance agent so everybody's on the same page there and you've got enough to protect your assets. There are going to be deductibles that go along with your home insurance to cover the home, the dwelling itself, as well as your contents inside. The deductibles typically are going to be $1,000 deductible for damage outside of a hurricane. So for example, a kitchen fire, lightning strike, you would pay the first $1,000 as your deductible, and then the insurance company would pay the remainder to make the repairs to your home to put you back where you were before the claim. The hurricane deductible, however, can be a little tricky. What a lot of carriers do there is they'll give you a percentage deductible. So if your home's damaged in a hurricane, we'll take our $200,000 home, for example, they'll apply a 2% hurricane deductible, meaning that you would pay 2% of your home's value, $200,000, and that would be your hurricane deductible. So in this case, you'd have a $4,000 hurricane deductible before the insurance company would pay anything toward those damages. Be sure to have those conversations with your insurance agent. Ask about different deductible options. Ask about different liability coverage limits so that you can make sure you have a policy that's going to suit you best. You can also visit our website at insuringflorida.com, where we'll also give you comparisons for other carriers that are writing here in the state of Florida, what options they have available. It's very important to make sure you have a good understanding of how these insurance policies work in Florida. There can be a lot of exclusions that are built into these policies depending on the carrier, depending on the age of the home. There may or may not be coverage for water damage if a water pipe breaks or a toilet overflows or your water heater breaks. There may or may not be coverage for your roof if your roof is too old. So make sure you're asking these questions for your insurance agent to make sure that you've got adequate coverage, not only for your house, but also for your liability to protect you in the event that there's a lawsuit on the property. And also, that you're comfortable with your deductible so that if something does happen, you're not stuck waiting to try to save up the money to pay your deductible before you can get the repairs fixed, because this can cause more damage, which is another problem that you might run into with an insurance company. So having an insurance agent that's going to kind of guide you through that process really makes it easier for you in the event that you have a claim. Again, you can visit our website at insuringflorida.com, where we're always happy to help.